Last time on Sailing Tipsy Gypsy, we show you tips and tricks on sailing a boat down a loch. We share with you some river cruising scenery and provide some helpful facts about using this historic waterway. We spend one last night on the canal before finishing the last 6 locks and enter into the Hudson River. Then we get tipsy back in order again. Just saw a castle or something. It was so pretty. Here's Theron.
Hi.
And then here's another big old mountain as well. The lower Hudson is absolutely gorgeous. These dogs are ready to go outside. Okay, they live outside, but they're ready to go to land over there. Theron's getting the dinghy ready, and it's a really gorgeous sunset. That first day on the Hudson River got us to Haverstraw Bay and provided an amazing park for the dogs to walk in. The anchorage is smooth, but the best part was having sundowners with this beautiful sunset looking over the Catskill Mountains. The next morning, we left for New York City. Our hopes were to anchor near downtown or grab a mooring ball because it was far more affordable than their docks. If that didn't work, we would head to Sandy Hook, New Jersey. After looking at the weather for the next couple days, we instead decided to sail out of the Hudson River and into the Atlantic Ocean for Cape May. We'd have our first overnight passage in the ocean. New York City was a sight to see, but didn't mind skipping over to take advantage of the nice weather and to save some money. After seeing all the different types of boats going through, it would have been a very rocky night at Anchorage anyways. We got to see the Statue of Liberty and countless towering buildings instead. Then we were on our own in the Atlantic Ocean.
We're just south of Manasquan Bay, about halfway between Sandy Hook and Atlantic City. And this is our first sunset on the outside of Tipsy Gypsy. Very, very pretty. Here we have nothing but ocean. As far as you can see, New York has disappeared into the distance. Mary is down taking me nap so that she can relieve me later on tonight. And I'm just kind of keeping an eye out for fishing nets and fishing pots and that sort of thing. Wish us luck. We should be in Cape May around 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so we are doing this video because we don't have enough footage between New York City and basically getting to Annapolis. We stopped filming after that little ocean shot you just saw. And this will help fill the gap, and it'll help you to get to know us a little bit better at the same time. So we sailed down to Cape May, and that was quite a long jump for us because we left Haverstraw that morning early at 7 a.m. and then we made it all the way to Cape May, which is a pretty big jump, and it was our first ocean passage, or our first...
Was it like 130 miles?
Yeah, it was like right around 130 miles. So there's this big gap in our travel map where you see us going basically triple the amount that we've been normally going day to day on the Erie Canal. So why did we go so fast? We had a great weather window, and we wanted to basically make it in time for the U.S. Sailboat Show, which is always a really great event for us, so we were kind of excited to go back. And we just wanted to be there for a couple days and finally get somewhere where we could stick around for a while. And we ended up staying in Annapolis for a month, so that's in upcoming videos. But Theron did the majority of the ocean passage there, and I guess you can talk about that part of the trip.
Yeah, it was a little freaky being out in the open ocean for the first time, just because in the Great Lakes at least, we know that within 40 miles in any direction we can get to land. But in the ocean, it wasn't that way.
Yeah, no.
And going overnight is always a little freaky too if you're not totally ready. And we kind of made the decision last second, going through New York, like, we've got good weather, we might as well just go. You know, we're already on the way. So we didn't mentally prepare for doing an overnight ocean passage, but it wasn't too bad, though it was a little rolly, like 3 to 5 foot waves maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
A couple seconds apart. So it wasn't too bad, but it got a little freaky at the end. Our engine started chugging a little bit, and we thought that we had an empty tank of fuel, but we had some issues similar to that recently, and I think it was our fuel filters getting all clogged up. So
Yeah, definitely. But it was kind of funny because at the end of the day, or it was basically bright and early in the morning, 7 a.m., we ended up sailing again. We went on and off sailing due to the wind and us going right into it for a while. And that last bit of the sailing part was just, okay, what are we going to do? We hauled up the sail right away because our engine was chugging, and then it seemed like everything was just going a little chaotic right before we had arrived to Cape May, and from there we were able to sail in the channel, going probably like a knot. But that's when we first saw dolphins. So it was a really epic morning for us because it was our first ocean passage. We made it, and then we saw dolphins for the first time with Tipsy Gypsy. So it was a really fun passage, and I was feeling ill, so Theron basically did the whole thing.
Yep.
Sorry, honey. In Cape May, we basically just slept off the night before and stayed there for a day or two. We didn't do too much exploration, but that's when we realized that we didn't actually run out of fuel. We did have plenty of fuel. It just had gotten shaken up, and noticed that we maybe had some
chugging.
Yeah, some chugging instead. So after that, we went across the Delaware Bay, which I believe to have been a little scarier than I thought. We had to go through the Delaware Bay to get to the Chesapeake Bay, and between there you go through the CD Canal, which is it was a really easy canal to go through compared to some of the ones that we'd gone down.
Yeah, no locks, no bridges.
Nope, pretty simple, to the point. A little bit of motoring, it was all motoring through the canal, but a lot of motorboats, large motorboats going by us, waking us, but we're pretty much used to that now. But yeah, the Delaware was a little bit larger than we had thought, and it was a little bit rougher, a lot of commercial traffic, and we had an accidental jibe, which ended up causing us to break only the wiry on our back rail of gear. And if you don't know what the wiry is, it helps us to get internet a little bit more along the way. Can you explain the wiry a little bit better?
It's when we broke the Wi-Fi antenna, so it's an 8 decibel Wi-Fi antenna that basically just lets us get Wi-Fi from a lot further than we'd be able to get with our laptops.
And we have the professional version, so we can put
So it takes GSM, 3G and 4G SIM card.
But we just broke the Wi-Fi antenna, which was kind of a bummer. They're like $200 to buy a new one.
Yeah. But always happy to have it because it helps extend our Wi-Fi, our internet, so we have it pretty consistently. Mm-hmm. From there, we had smooth sailing to the Chesapeake Bay, which was filled with crab pots. If you go there, you'll notice that there are crab pots pretty much in every direction of the channel that you go down most of the time, and it was a really fun sailing. We got to sail for a little bit once we got there after dodging a lot of the crab pots, and it was just a really nice area, and we knew that we would be staying in the Chesapeake for a while, so we were just excited to kind of relax and take our time. But the first day that we went to Maryland, we stayed in Rock Hall, and it was the first time that we had seen blue crabs in the water, and it was so neat to see them swimming up.
Remember, we thought it was a dead crab because it was just like floating around in the water.
But we were like, oh, they swim. So, and then that night it was so calm, you could see the crabs just like going up into the water, swim up to the water, and there was just so much commotion on the water. You could pretty much put a net in and grab a crab, I bet. Mm-hmm. It was so cool.
After a couple of days in Rock Hall, we made our way over to Port Annapolis Marina, where we would do some provisioning and repairs on the boat while we waited out hurricane season and attended the U.S. Sailboat Show.
Next time on Sailing Tipsy Gypsy, we stay in Annapolis for the month of October, enjoying day sails in the Chesapeake Bay and preparing our boat for our travels down the ditch. We make it in time to attend the United States Sailboat Show and have a few visitors while we enjoy some time off. Please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. Cheers, and thanks for watching.